Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I have no idea if this thing is working because, oh my gosh, this was so difficult to set up. Um, Honestly, no idea if this is working or not. I don't even know how to find out. I know how to use the YouTubes. I'm totally lying. I don't know how to use the YouTubes. Anyway, so it is December, and I have this fun little tradition where I like to build dinosaur bases. And every December for years, I have built a different dinosaur base, and I've always had something kind of weird, interesting about them. So I actually have some pictures here from previous years. So most of these were built on vanilla servers, hence the excessive amount of wood because I am not farming this much stone. So this one in particular was a Brontosaurus base, and there was an island where we would put the tail, and the head part of it was facing towards outposts. You can see that in this picture. So you would drive up onto the tail, go up along its back, you would go inside its neck, and then you just keep driving, and eventually you come to its mouth, and it just kind of like you drive out of its mouth. It was a lot of fun. And it was so funny when I was playing. I was building this with one other friend, and we were both farming the same amount of wood. So obviously, when we're near the desert, it kind of sucked. We build, we would trade in stone for wood. So this is why everything is wood. Um, and it's so funny when people come to Outpost, they would be like, "What is going on? What is this massive thing near Outpost?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's us. Yeah, we're weird." So this was my second attempt at building a dinosaur base. As you can see, it's kind of got some extra parts that I haven't quite got rid of yet. But yeah, you can see where you come up on the ramp and then you go into its neck, and then uh, it's a very big base. The neck's maybe not as long as it should have been. It's okay. I was new. But you can see the ramp where it comes up, and I believe that there are pictures. Yeah, this was at Russ' 7th birthday. Here we go. Here's the car pictures. So obviously we didn't get a very good car because we'd just take one. So you come up along its back, you go down its neck, you go inside. There's your mouth, and now you're flying and you're upside down. It was a lot of fun. Did it at nighttime too. Did a couple of attempts. It was pretty cool. Next one. Let's see. Yeah, there's some other people trying it. Next one, this one was an Ankylosaurus. So what was special about this one? This was done in a build server. This was me testing it. You can see in the background that was me building a escape room based on the Among Us. It was really fun. Noodles actually tried it. Noodles XD. You should check out his channel. He joined and no, he didn't complete it, or did he? Dun dun dun. Go watch his video. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, so this was an Ankylosaurus base. It is 5 levels high, and inside is a maze. You take the elevator up into its mouth, and then there is a 5 level maze with ups and downs, ins and outs, and you will basically have to solve it or die. This is obviously not complete. This was me building it on a server base, build server, just trying to have some fun, try to figure out how to make it look good. Do I have pictures on the actual server? I put like a big sign on it as well. This was before the maze part had actually been generated. Yeah, this was still just... Oh, here we go. This is the actual server. I was getting trolled a little bit on this server, hence why I had to metal up the base. This was built solo during Christmas time. You can see the Santa Claus at the back there. So I did get trolled a little bit on this one. People thought it would be funny to break the foundations. I can't really do very much about that aside from, you know, metal them up. but at least it stopped for the most part. Uh, Christmas lights, Ankylosaurus. So you enter there, you go up. This is supposed to imitate a tongue. And then I had lights on it so you can see it at nighttime. There's Dome. For some reason, Crate kept dropping on this dome. It was crazy. So this time I did put up a, hey, if you would like to donate, I would very much appreciate it because this is expensive. It was a lot of fun. So I had it in a way where people could actually exit because people kept getting stuck. So I had to add an exit where they could get themselves out because I didn't want them going in with kits and dying and then having to raid the thing to get their stuff back. And I made the exit the butt. So basically, they get pooped out. This one was an Ankylosaurus. This one was done on a friend's server, so I was able to spawn in all the metal. It's in the water. No, sorry, not Ankylosaurus. I'm awake. This is the Megalodon. This is the giant shark. And I made it where you could swim inside, and it had a disco area on the inside. Lots of lights, lots of scary masks, and all that kind of fun stuff. It was pretty cool. This one was done on a custom map. This was a vanilla map, but it was the... I am blanking on the name of the Jurassic Park. Isla Nubla? Something? This is the custom map that was made for us based on Isla Nubla. It's a really cool map. If you ever get the chance to play it, it's super fun. And I built a pterodactyl right outside the pterodactyl dome. And so we built it. This one I did have a duo. He built that little base down there, and I built this one up here. We tried to make it green for the bottom, blue for, you know, not being able to see to the sky as much. And you can't really see it, but across the river is Bandit. So we were able to jump off from our pterodactyl and parachute almost to Bandit. It was a lot of fun. Oh gosh. This is my very first dinosaur that I ever built. This was a weird PvE server. Like, this was like 7 years ago or something. This is kind of what started it, honestly. I blame this one. It's not as big or as complicated. I didn't do all the fancy stuff, but it's interesting. So that's why it's included. Ooh, I can hear myself. Sorry, I checked to see if it was actually streaming or if I was just talking to myself. Okay, so for this December, I wanted to build another one, but I wanted to, since I now have a channel where I'm trying to share some of the weird stuff that I've learned, I thought that I would share how to build weird custom bases like this. So these are obviously not super defensible. They are role player-ish, just kind of fun bases. Like, who is honestly going to want to live into a pterodactyl or a megalodon or a brontosaurus? Like, the upkeep on these bases was crazy. Like, this was my job, pretty much farming 24/7 to keep this wood base. Sorry, I have to go all the way back. This thing was expensive. This was all on 1TC. And the, like, if anybody wanted to troll this thing, yeah, definitely possible. So it kind of depends on what your server is like, what your friends are like, if they want to have fun, if you want to just enjoy yourself, honestly. Like, there are people, Sebi K did a video recently where he built in a furnace base. And it was really cool. So if you wanted to build something a little more complicated than a furnace base, something closer to a dinosaur, or if you just wanted to do a furnace base, I've done the chicken kilt. Do I have a picture of that? It was really weird. It was. Let me open it up. The road sign kilt has the chicken version or the horse. Well, there's the horse. Where's the chicken one? Rooster? I can't actually remember what it's called. They didn't remove it, did they? Anyway, so there was a costume, a chicken version of it. Chicken costume. Yeah, apparently I just don't have it. Oh, I think this is one of the wipes I did with Noodles. And he had it, so I was able to get it from him and then build it. Okay, that makes more sense. We built a base on a RP streamer, and we built a rooster overlooking the town. It was pretty cool. We matched the colors pretty well. Anywho, so for this one, we're going to build, or I'm going to build, and hopefully you'll get to see how it works. We're going to build a little chibi dinosaurs. So I'm going to go completely from the like right from the start. Once you find the pictures that you're looking for, so it took me a while. There's so much AI trash out there. I couldn't really find anything that was like directly face on. Normally I look for like side on and then top view, and then try to like work it out from there. But there's so much, and they don't ever do like side on or top down. They always do like from the side diagonally. It's not not as easy to help get the dimensions properly. But I was able to find a 3D printing model, and I've included the links to the people. I'm not printing, I don't have the printers, but I'm just using the pictures from their site. And so we're going to try to build this. So the orange image is what we're going for, and that was made by Catalyst Stuff. It's available on Free Pick if you would like to have it. It is just for, it's not for like you have to, whatever. Licensing stuff. There you go. And then we're going to try to build around this. So what I do is this program I'm using is called Inkscape. It is a free program, and it is kind of complicated to learn initially, but it is by far the best one I've learned, and I think it's kind of the easiest because it's got just lots of different things and I just enjoy it. So all of my thumbnails and everything, all my images, my logo, I made them all myself using Inkscape. So that's why I'm going to keep it up. Alright, so it has been a while since I've done this, so bear with me. I might have to, make a couple of mistakes and whatnot. Okay, so what we're going to start with is you get the pictures, kind of like what you're looking for, and then you just think about, like, how big do you want to build it? Do we want to go, like, just kind of picture putting grids on this thing? Do we want it to have two legs apart? Do we want it to have one square here? And if we're, like, I'm going to try and do the standing one with the little baby one, so we need to make sure that the standing one has the room for the little baby one. So we're going to start with the baby one, and then from there use the proportions to build the big one. So down here we have the translucency. So we're going to just get your square, and we're going to turn on snapping, just to make everything a little bit easier. So that way we can just do this. Alright, so that's kind of our base. So we've got body, but now we kind of need, that doesn't quite fit. So what we can do is, not sure if you heard that or not, but a crate just spawned. So we're actually going to just get rid of this here. I'm just turning it into a triangle. So we're just trying to get a basic shape for this thing. So I don't quite have, I don't really want to make this square like this, so let's try to go, and we're going to turn this into, can we do a hexagon? So that'll be something that we'll get from the top-down view. We'll turn it into a hexagon, so that way it's not quite as square as this. So I'm just going to make a note here. Hexagon. So this will be a square, and then we'll have triangles around here. So this will be slightly smaller when we compare it to the size, but we're going to leave it like this for now. And so I don't actually have a side-on view. So what we're going to do is we're going to Control D to duplicate, and then I'm going to cut this in a couple of different pieces. So we're going to grab the body, and then we're going to clip it. Then we're going to rotate it so kind of ish looks like the shape. And then we're going to semi-decapitate this little cutie. Semi, it's going back together again. We're going to Frankenstein this thing. Don't kill me. Alright, and then it's just try to have a little bit of an idea for what we need this size and shape and layout to be. Just so we can try to get the proportions as close as possible. Okay, so yeah, it's not perfect, but it'll do. So we've got 3 here. So if we do like a little half triangle, half wall, we actually no, we might just do a half wall here. So let's, alright, we need our tail on here as well. So we've got that. We've got a triangle. See, it's clipping to the wrong thing right now. And then this kind of looks like a little cute. And then maybe we can do like a ramp or something for this one. So we get the up, down, and then up. That's cute. Alright, here we can grab our front paw. What's it look like? Yeah. Alright, so this is where we're going into difficulty here. How do we make... So I might move this down a little bit. This is why I don't build it live. Because you gotta fiddle all of this stuff out. So let's actually... We will keep that half wall, but it will be an empty space. And we've got another half floor here, and then we'll build the dinosaur. So we can do... Sorry, my cat is on my lap and is trying to help. She's not. So we're going to have this as triangle, triangle, triangle. So, well, that might not work. I am hitting Control D to duplicate these things. Gotta figure out how we can build this. Anyway, so that's kind of what we're looking at. You just go and you do that for whatever it is you're building. Just try to get an idea. And then while you're actually building it, you can kind of fiddle around with whatever it is you need to fiddle around with. So we've got the base here is now 3 by, we don't really need to have it on the dinosaur back, so we need at least a 3 by 3 for this dinosaur back. So let's move you over. Let's make you a little bit bigger. So we're going to move up. We're going to have, this is your 3 by 3. So this is what your dinosaur is going to be sitting on. So we're going to make these. There we go. Finicky little thing. I'm going to make these red. So now we kind of have an idea for what exactly we're looking at. So let's go ahead and start fleshing the rest of this out so we can see what size we need. So obviously the arms and legs of the smaller one on top is only 1 square, so we're not going to be able to do 1 square for this. If we move you, so just copy and paste and keep fleshing out the size that you need, trying to start with your main what did that do that for? Start with the main squares. It just generally tends to make things easier. And then work on your triangles, half floors, and all of that other fun stuff afterwards. So we've got our 3 by 3, so we're going to have this sitting here. Maybe we should bring it forward a little bit. That way we don't have to be quite as perfect, and it can be like really snuggled up against this thing. So don't like that. And here we go, tricky faces again. So I'm not 100% sure how we're going to do these horns. We will have to figure that out when we get there. We might do something like that. Alright, so we've got our side-on views now, but what's important is trying to figure out the top-down. This is usually the one I have the hardest time trying to find the proportions, making sure that it, like, you don't just want squares. I mean, it works in some designs, others it's just not going to be very flattering. Alright, 1 minute. I forgot I should probably, put this. Should probably put this in my Discord. Okay. So we want to bring this back up to size. So if we rotate this, we want to make sure we get the right kind of, there we go, that should do. Let's get you guys moved down. Alright, because if we don't keep the approximate size, if we move your squares down here, what's going to happen? It's not going to match. So when we build it, it's going to look either squat or it's going to look just not very nice. Alright, and so we're going to build this 5 by 5 because this right here, this 3 by 3 is going to be this red, and it's going to be the butt on this cutie little dinosaur. So what can we do? So we have to keep this 3 by 3, but what we can do is we can turn this into, no, my keyboard. We can turn this into no, I'm not a fan of that actually. Ick. Let's leave squares. What we could do, we could bring you in a little bit. One of the good things about doing something like this is it doesn't have to be, you don't have to do both sides at the same time. Like if it's symmetrical, just do half. Just see how it goes. Alright, here we are doing, because we gave ourselves 2 legs here. So we do have to turn this back into green. And now we got to make sure we get this face. This might be where we want to add in some triangles. Here. Bring you up. Now the crate spawned. Okay, so wrong one. We kind of need these spikes coming out the side, but we're very straight here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them out here. See if we like that. Alright, so we have our basic kind of outline. So I do have some pictures here of the front of the dinosaur. We'll add some details, see if we can't get it to look as cute as possible. But for now, let's start building. I'm going to... Oh my gosh, I haven't been showing you the Inkscape this entire time! Oh, that sucks! Oh my gosh, you've just been staring... Sorry, I'm not very good at this. I apologize. So what you've been listening to me describe, and I'm very sorry that you didn't get to see this, was we just kind of went through this entire, oh gosh, I quit. I'm so sorry. Alright, well what you've been listening to me describe is what I've been doing. We've been making these squares and fiddling around with them and trying to get them onto an approximate match to what the dinosaur is going to be in the game. It's not perfect, obviously. It's never going to be perfect. We don't have that much freedom when we're building with triangles and squares, but we can make it look as cute as possible. Good lord, I can't believe that I've been talking for... How long has this stream been going for? Long enough that... Yeah. I was planning on making this into a video. I will redo it though, and I will make it look better, and I will get rid of all of the rambling. Yeah, I'm probably not going to get rid of too much of the rambling because that's me. Alright, so I can actually put this to rest now. let's get started on building this base. Actually, can I bring in my Inkscape and just shrink it down? Can I... Can I clip it? I have no idea how to clip in this. Anyway, there, if I just move this here, and then I just move that like that. There we go. So this is what we're trying to build. And fingers crossed, my brain decides to keep working, and I don't accidentally move. Alright, so let's go to stone. So first thing you want to is to build your base. So we're going to start, obviously, with the standing dinosaur, because can't build the one sitting on the standing dinosaur if we don't have a standing dinosaur. So we took them as 2x. So we need a 2x5 initially. So this was where we were turning into triangles. We're thinking triangle there, triangle there, and then we had I'm not sure I'm a fan of that head shape. Let's stick it out a little bit more. Just to give it a little bit extra difference. Go up, please. Thank you. It kind of looks like an axolotl. Alright, so let's start building. So obviously if this is going to be something you're living in, you're going to need doors. You're going to need maybe ladder hatches if you want to climb up into its intestines or whatever it is you want to do. Not dealing with that here, so we'll be okay. We need legs to start with, and we were doing 2 heights for the legs. Okay, and body, we're not doing anything terribly special. This is a build server, so we're just gonna fly. Obviously, you would use ladders if you would like. Or you could jump on your friend's heads, you know. Both works. Alright, so we've got some very fat legs, but they're chibi. Usually tend towards the more squat, beefier size. Okay, so we want 3 height up for the body, but we don't want it to be boxy, so we'll probably just go 2 and then we'll start putting some ramps on there. Not ramps, roof tiles. So let's do we kind of need to bring up our height a little bit. So what if we ease it into the main body? Not you. Just give it kind of like a gradual insert like that. So for tail, we did body. There we go. So the legs kind of go into the body at that point. So unless we want to have a little bit more definition on the legs, we'll see how we go with this. Alright, so let's add a little stability. Obviously, if you're on a build server, you don't want to have it go no stability, unless you're just building on a build server. But if you're planning on putting this in a real server, you're going to want real stability. And that way it can help you determine where you need to put these. I try to go, if I have to 2 frames, I do just one direction. So if they're just going to be this way as opposed to trying to figure out how to make them go this way when I've got triangles. It's just slightly neater. You know, not a whole bunch, but slightly. Alright, so here's our 3x3 body. So actually, I kind of like what we've got going on here. Maybe we will move this here. Have it like actually sitting slightly in the dinosaur back, just to kind of help out a little bit. Let's see how we go. Alright, so now let's try to build a little bit more of the head. How are we doing with this? So we need full legs. I started the head too early. The head section too early, actually. So let's go up one more. And this came out by 3. So we've got mouth, cheeks, nose. So if we do, this could be cute. Will it let us, though? We may not have the stability. This way, it just kind of gives us... Actually, no, you're going to need to be full, won't you? little bit of an opening there. And if we choose to, we could put like a ladder hatch here so that we can come down and look outside the mouth. Just reasons for fun. Alright, so that is that. What do we do with the nose? Ick. Can we do it down here? I don't think I like that. Alright, let's get some stability going. Of course, it would make you not able to go... I think we're more in the back here. You're still 8. What about now? I'm just blocking it. Oh, it was green for a little bit. Or blue. Come on. Behave. Behave. Please. Oh my gosh, it worked. Finicky little thingy thing. No, not there, silly. Stop that. No! Oh my gosh. 5 million things. Come on, play nice. Alright. Oh my gosh, it worked. Please don't look terrible. I think it looks terrible. I don't like it. Well, that was obnoxious. And this is what build servers are for. Okay, so you don't like that. Metal barricade? Old-fashioned one? That's kind of pointy. Are you kidding? Alright, we can get rid of these and turn them into full walls. Okay. It's a horn! It goes one direction. That could work. I don't really see anything else that we could use for it, so I think, in the meantime, this will have to do. Alright, so that is nose. Now we still need to deal with eyes. So, generally speaking, I like to do windows for eyes. This chibi kind of has the eyes like it would be right on this corner here. The triceratopses are herbivores, so generally speaking, I think eyes are supposed to be on the side of their heads, not directly ahead. Granted, I could be completely making that up and have been misinformed, which is entirely possible. Alright, so if we do eyes on the side, we need to round out our head. So half wall? Maybe? Because chibis have very large heads. So we do half wall. I need to add more horns. So she has like these two cute little horns kind of above her eyes. So how do we want to do that? Do we want crash and burn? Not directly above the eye. It's got to go a little bit higher. There we go. Got it. Can we get some more of those barricades? So these are going to be just temporary, just to get me the stability I need. So that I can put these here. Ah, never mind. There we go. Okay. Barricade. Got our horn. Will you break if I get rid of these? You will not. I love it. Alright, let's get rid of these temporary ones. Still not broken. Double love it. Ick. I don't like it facing that way. It needs to face the same direction as the other ones. Okay. Oops. Definitely need to put them back. Can I still build? I'm going to want a triangle roof here, I think. I cannot. Alright, take two. Nope, wrong one. I do not care for you. Alright, try to face it as forward as we can. Wait, which way is the spike supposed to face? Yeah, away from me. There we go. Alright, get rid of these extra walls. Suppose I can leave this one here. It doesn't actually obstruct anything, but definitely want to get rid of the other ones. Alright, eyeballs. Horns! And rounding it out so we can try to keep a good proportions here. Oh yeah, no stability. Obviously doing this on a vanilla server would suck. Why are you being finicky? Is that why? Yeah. So yes, I have done these. All of those other ones, most of the other ones, were built on a vanilla server, including the Ankylosaurus and the Brontosaurus. Yes, there was a lot of falling off and a lot of death by gravity. It is what it is, though. Alright, and there is our chibi dinosaur head. So now we need the spikes. Okay, how are we going to do that? I am not sure that there's anything that really protrudes out as well as it could. I mean, we could do... But then there aren't really any vertical triangles. Hmm. That's weird. Anyway, I'll do the other half later. So we can do floor, half, floor. Oops. Oh no! I killed the head. Alright. So we've got spikes coming out there. We'll... Will this work? I think that would work. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, okay, that's kind of cute. I like that. Can I put one here as well? Doesn't look like it wants to go. Oh, come on. Pretty please? It was blue for a second. It was blue for a second. Come on. Well, I could. I don't want to. I'm not nuts, right? It was blue for a second. What if I just don't fly? Get rid of you. Get rid of you. Go back and put you back. Oh my gosh, it worked. There we go. Oops. I was going to see if I could put one here as well. Alright, so... Come on. Play nice. I should have just stopped when I had the chance. Alright, where's the undo button? I want to go back and go back to where I had before. I think we ended up having that as a square, didn't we? Well, now I've forgotten how we got this up here. Please go away. Wait. It did it! Great, now I have to remember how I did that for the other side. Oops, dropped my water bottle. Okay, spikies! They were not the same height, but it'll do. Alright, actually no. We were planning on putting the other dinosaur in this area. Which means we're going to need some stability. Nope. Alright. Chibi Dinosaur coming together. Alright, let's build the other side before we get too far. So we did full walls. And then we did a full wall here. And then this was square roofs. And this one was square roofs all the way around. And so yes, we can have like a little single doorway here. Forgot I had fly on. Build yourself up. And now you are inside. This way. You can get rid of some doors here, or get rid of some walls, turn these into doors. Not necessarily these half floors, because these have to stay. Yeah, I would recommend them staying, but you could put a camera right here. Where's the rotating camera? Here we go. You can put it right there. You can see outside of its mouth. Wah-ha-ha. Very cute. Okay, let's build the other side of the head before I forget what I'm doing. So we're going to start here. half floor, here, here, and then okay, so did a full one here. So we did triangle. So I think we had to go from the bottom up. Bummer. We'll get that back later. 1, 2, nope. Alright, let's get some more stability going. So this is here, so half, half, half. So build this in so it has some stuff to connect to. 15% stability. Still. Do we have enough going down? We didn't miss any, did we? Doesn't look like it. We may not be able to do this because we had to get rid of other things. Oh, you've got stability there. Oh, we have a floor frame here. There we go. Alright, and I don't think we're going to get this one back up, and that's fine. Because it did poke out significantly more than the other ones. So we get our half floors. There's our head. Alright, so we've got... Oh, I need to put your horn on over here. So we had to reinforce these extra sides here. You came out of the top. Cannot build in this area. Watch me. Alright, so we did have to put this here before it let us. Barricade, and we want it to kind of face the same direction. That one. Whew. Alright, horns. Alright, get rid of ugly cross-hatching. Oh, please don't break anything. Oh, I like it when I delete stuff and it doesn't crash. Alright, oh, one more. Alright, there we go. There is the head. Okay, let's see what we can do. So we want it to go, it was back 2 legs and this middle one. So we still have a little bit here to play with. So we do need to close this out somehow. It's the back of the head. sorry, I had to sneeze. Not sure if I actually got to my mute in button in time. Alright, so this one... do we just want to round out the head and just... oh my gosh, that's adorable. I love it. Yes. Yes, that's what we're doing. That is so cute. Okay, not sure why that's doing that. Not doing it on the other side. I don't even have anything here. Oh well. Alright, so this is the 3x3 where we're building the baby, the sitting baby. So let's change to metal. So we have two different color dinosaurs now. This is baby butt. And so we did one full for legs. Three full for baby butt. So let's get you there. We left this as a half. So half height. And then we did arms. Do we do full arms? I think we did do full arms. But I don't like the full arms necessarily because it kind of topped out our dinosaur. There, so let's do that. So now it is time for head. We ended up doing... I didn't end up doing the head, did I? No. Okay, I didn't draft the head, so let's just see what we can do. Kind of match the same basic shape as this little cutie. I do not expect to have the stability for this. What can we do? We already got the stability going up, so we're on the inside here, so it doesn't necessarily mean as much if we decide to put extra stability crisscrossing. So let's see if this will help us. How are we doing? 9, 16. That's not doing anything. Alright, baby head is just gonna be small. Okay, how do we want to... So you're baby head. So we ended up doing 3 triangles for the mouth, but I can't do that here. What if we turn you into triangles? Will you give us the stability? Too close to half wall. You're right. That will not work. Okay, okay, okay. So, put you back where you were. Alright. Just gotta play with what we got. You're gonna be a fat-headed baby, and that's okay, because there's nothing wrong with fat heads. Actually, do we need a mouth on this one? Or could we just build it straight up? Hmm. Well, this is supposed to be baby. So what if we did tiny mouth? And oh, what's bigger? Definitely bigger. Okay. Oh, maybe I can do a barrel. That's slightly rounder. Would be cute. Mm, something a little pointy. Furnace? Chair. What is a beanbag? Oh my gosh, it's adorable! I don't like the color, but it's adorable. I will take it. I will do that. I will accept this. You now have a a beanie as your horn. I need to make it a little bit higher, don't I? Will you let me make it higher? Wait, I can't pick you up? Blue, green. So cute. So cute. Alright. So I kind of wish we weren't quite as squared off. Because I feel like we're just going from nose to 3x3. Square head. That's too low. Alright. It will have to do, I'm afeared. Alright. And now we need the spikes. I am not doing that many spikes again because that was crazy. Alright, did I do extra above the head? I did. I think I'm doing that this time because... What if we lower you? Your eyes are the same height as your mouth. That doesn't work. Oops. Or, you know what I could do? I could just lower this. Can I put this here, though? I don't think I can put the triangles, the half walls. Nope. That's okay. If I do this, spawn in another one. There you go. And now, I can lower you. And we'll just say, his mouth is open. Smaller baby, smaller head. Oops. Alright, so we need to do our spikes again. Spikes started just below eyes. So let's do spike, 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 spike. And it's a baby. It doesn't need as many spikes as the grown-up. So can we get away with just doing that? Spike, spike, spikes. Kind of looks like ears, too. Alright, and we need to tone it down a little bit, honestly. House head is too big. So we do... Oops. Not you. Fill you out. Drat. Still no. Why still no? $23. Come on, you can do this. Thank you. There you go. There we go. Alright, spiky head. There we go. Okay. And then tail time. Alright, so let's go back to stone. See what we can do to flesh out the big guy's tail. So I want to have the tail coming out and then a little bit of differentiation between big tail and little tail. So let's do this. Finicky. Alright, so that comes down. Nope. Oops, okay. I liked it when it was a lot easier to build around these triangle roofs. Alright, how's that look? Goes on down. Okay, let's get metal going. And no. Fine. No. No, I don't want to do that. Can I just do this? No. Now you're just being annoying. Pity I can't actually do that because I don't have the proper build as little triangles here. Can I temporarily turn off gravity on this? Building stability. I temporarily can. Okay. And it stayed. Okay. And now we can get rid of unnecessary foundations. And there we have it. We have chibi dinosaur riding on top of bigger dinosaur. Let's add a little detail just to these feet. Just make it look a little cuter. Alright, and obviously you can turn these, rug. Repair bench, so if you happen to have the skin, just cover it. If you can. Obviously in the desert you're going to want to change it to desert colors, or whatever it is, but here we have it. So we can upgrade things to metal so people are hopefully less likely to troll you. If you're in the snow, you can turn these white so they blend in, blue, with the sky, whatever, just to try to give you that extra stability. So we change these to a dark green. And we'll go and fix up the color scheme and add it into the thumbnail later. In case you couldn't tell, the thumbnail does actually have a fuzzy version of my ankylosaurus, but that's because I hadn't built this one yet. But here is the raw, uncolored, presently uncolored, version of a chibi Tyrannosaurus. Triceratops. Tyrannosaurus. Words. Actually, could be. Just with the pointy nose. It's only got one. Yeah, we've got Triceratops. Oops. Triceratops on top of Triceratops. Does any designs that you are thinking of doing or would like to do and would like some guidance, feel free to hit me up on my Discord. I will be happy to help out. If you already have the Inkscape file, that would be awesome to start off with, or we can go from whatever you have. Let me know. If you would live in a base like this, we've got eyes for shooting. We can add some internal mobility and all that kind of fun stuff. This is the outside. Alright. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic wipe. Happy New Year!